Thanks to y'all. I blame all of y'all. Mediocre, I blame you. Pearl, I blame you. Poor Man Podcast Reacts, I blame you. Reverend Minister Kevin Samuels, I blame you. I can't unsee this stuff. Hey y'all, while she getting her head together, we recently watched Best Man Final Chapter, the little miniseries they had.
Loved it.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I did like it. I was pissed off. This is what you red pill dudes have done to me. I was watching that thing, I got pissed off so many times.
He really did, y'all.
By these emasculated men and these strong women. And it drove me crazy.
Culture that we live in today.
It drove me crazy because I was just like, bruh, how? And they was acting like this is the way it should be. These dudes was like just straight up getting emasculated. They ain't had no control of their own situation. Like the women were the men. Let's keep it a buck. The women were the men. I was just like, wow. I wouldn't have even seen this if not for the red pill. I took that red pill, I swallowed that mug, and I can't spit it back up no matter how much I try. It's stuck in my throat.
So, I don't know. If you guys haven't seen it, you may not want to watch this because we don't want to spoil it for you. It's on Peacock Network. Go ahead, check it out. All through it was a lot of different things going on, but I think we want to zone in specifically on Harper and Jordan's characters. Not Jordan, I'm sorry. Robin.
Yeah.
So, aka Taye Diggs.
I mean, Jordan was part of the mess too.
And Sanaa Lathan. Yeah. I don't even know where you want to start. You guys remember a few videos back, we spoke about certain friendships once you get married that you should and should not keep.
Good start. Yep.
Okay. If not, go and watch that and then come on back here and watch this. So, for those of you who may or may not have watched the movie that this miniseries is based off of, The Best Man and then The Best Man Holiday, Taye Diggs' character, Sanaa Lathan and Nia Long are kind of, I don't want to say in a love triangle, but
they are.
But a love triangle.
It is.
So Jordan, which is Nia Long, and Harper, which is Taye Diggs, were college buddies. They went to college together and they had a thing for each other in college. They never acted on it, but it was just always something there between the two of them because they were both very driven, career driven. So they understood each other. And they had a moment in college where it
was about to go down.
Yeah, it was about to go down. But it didn't for whatever reason. And then years later, it was about to go down again. But he had gotten his behind whooped by Morris Chestnut, aka Lance Sullivan, in the show. Yeah, so it never happened. Mind you, he was dating Sanaa Lathan, aka Robin's character at the time when he was about to go and basically cheat on her with Jordan, the chick he was with in college. Even though nothing happened both times, they remained friends. Okay?
Does this seem like a disaster waiting to happen to y'all?
Yep.
If this don't seem like a disaster waiting to happen to you, something is wrong with you. You one of them people that say, yes, we can be friends. Yes, we can. Obama for life. Yeah. But no, you can't. You can't. Yeah. No. Once you cross that line and you see that you got affection for somebody like that and you really want to go and get the draws. Got the draws, okay? You want to hit the draws you want to be all up in. Anyway, you with somebody else. Now, this is the choice you got to make. This other person that you're with, are they good enough for you to walk away from this situation with this friend that you have feelings for? Or should you walk away from the other person and get with the friend because maybe the attraction is too strong and y'all already got a friendship? Make that decision. If you keep both, you asking for it. Whatever happened to you, it's your fault.
Pretty much, yeah.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Fast forward 20 years
later.
He's married now. He done married Robin, aka Sanaa Lathan. The two of them together had a beautiful little daughter.
She's cute.
You know, they having issues in their marriage, most like every marriage. You know, nothing's perfect. They're both in their careers. She's a chef and he's a writer. And she is trying to establish herself as a chef and he is trying to further establish his writing career.
Yes.
And so there's a conflict because they're both trying to establish their careers.
At the same time with the kid.
At the same time with the kid. So they're naturally running into issues. Yep. Robin felt as though he never put her or their relationship first. It was always basically his career that was put first. And she was tired of waiting for him to change and realize or recognize and see what she does for him. Like, even though she was trying to establish her career, she would still concede or make sacrifices when it came to his career so that he can move forward. And she was waiting for him basically to reciprocate and do that. And she got to a breaking point where she was like, you know what, I'm done.
She should have called Michelle Obama.
For 10 years while we're trying to build our careers and, you know, worrying about school and who's doing what and what, you know, I was like, oh, this isn't even. But guess what? 10 years, we've been married 30.
Wow.
I would take 10 bad years over 30. It's just how you look at it, right? And people give up.
Before she did that, though,
She called Michelle Obama?
No. Before she called it quits, Jordan and Harper on one of his biggest nights in his career, because they turned his book that he wrote into a movie. And it was the premiere, basically, of the movie that night. They went, him and all the friends, basically, that was in the book, all his college friends and everything, they went to the premiere, including Robin, even though she also had a very important night for her career as well. But she was like, you know what? I'm going to go and I'm going to support you. I'm going to watch the movie and everything, but I got to cut right after. I can't go to the after party. I got to go do my thing. Compromise, right? Cool. So they decided to basically celebrate after the after party, like all the friends were supposed to get together. But what ended up happening, all the other friends kind of bailed for different reasons, and you guys watched the show to see exactly what happened. But the two of them basically ended up hanging out together by themselves. So that was the first red flag, because I don't care how cool y'all are right now, 20 years later or what have you. No. This is someone that you're attracted to. You were attracted to in your mind, and someone you almost slept with twice. And you think it's okay for the two of y'all to be hanging out late at night, God knows what time, you know, just chilling and chopping it up, haha, kiki. No, no, you shouldn't do that. So needless to say, something basically went down, almost went down, or started to go down between the two of them. And Robin found out. Not exactly sure how she found out, but we think we know.
Oh, he wrote it.
Because he wrote.
Like
Oh, he
idiot.
wrote. Yeah, he wrote about it because he's, you know, he's a writer. And I guess he was writing for his next book. So he wrote it down and left the notepad out, and I'm pretty sure that's exactly how she found out. But yeah, so basically after all that, she was like, yeah, no, I'm done with you. But in between all of that, the dynamics in their relationship, which is what Jay was talking about, now that he's taking the red pill, it's hard for him to not see these things.
Thanks a lot, y'all.
I'm not gonna lie, you know, the way how she talked to him quite a few times within the show, I was just like, damn, okay, like, why we like that? But then I was telling Jermaine, I was like, but then again, you gotta remember their history. You know, I don't know, she'd be ready to, yeah.
I wouldn't even care no more.
But the short end of the story is they should have never got married.
No. Now they got a kid. And the thing that pissed me off about that part, they had a kid and they divorced in the show. Yeah. And this chick, and that's right, this chick, because you know, fathers don't matter as much. We ain't got nothing to offer our children. So it's okay when you just take them, not to another city.
Yeah, this was foul.
Not to another state. Not across to another country. Are you kidding? What? And then was like, oh, I can't believe you don't want me to go. And then we wonder why we have these, and I'm relating what happened there to what happens a lot of times in other relationships. Why we got these effeminate men? They not real men no more. Why these women is so hard? Why they not soft? Because the dad ain't there. You don't know how to be soft. You don't see it because you got a single mom.
Who's doing everything.
Who's doing everything, who has to be hard to survive. But now you don't know how to be soft with a man, and it's hard for you to find a man that deal with your bullshit. Then, as a guy, because mothers have this thing, you know, they real soft on the boys. Because, just to keep it a buck, I had to learn how to swallow a pill on this one. Guys, they mature a little slower. Then we got the testosterone thing. So we all over the place. We jumping all over the place. You know, and at 10, you're going to give your daughter a lot more responsibility than your son, because your son is not showing himself to be as mature, right? This is a biological thing. So the sons then end up growing up. They want people to do things for them a lot more. They're not as independent. They are not really willing to take the lead on a lot of stuff. And they're like, well, you got these soft men. They ain't the way. We got soft men because a lot of them grew up in single parent homes. And there's also a whole list of single parent home stats that are horrible. Yeah. As far as how they turn out, you know, more of them in jail. It's like 80% of the people that like attempt suicide come from single parent homes. Bruh. So when I saw this, thanks to y'all, I blame all of y'all. Mediocre, I blame you. Pearl, I blame you. Bruh. Even though you was later, Reverend Minister Kevin Samuels, I blame you. Rest in peace, I love you to death, man. But I blame you. You showed me this stuff. Poor Man Podcast Reacts, I blame you. I can't unsee this stuff. And I'm sitting here seeing the emotional damage that not having a dad in the home can cause.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, he took the daughter to Africa?
Yeah.
And then was mad when he was like, no, he begged her. No. He begged her not to go. All the way up until the moment she pulled off and left. Begged her. And she still left. Now, he cheated. Right. So I'm not saying that she was 100% wrong for walking away from the relationship, because she found out about the cheating back in the day, and then he cheated again. And she's like, you ain't never gonna change. That's part of the problem. Why are you marrying somebody like this is gonna only work if you change? No, you're marrying who they are. And you gotta be okay with that. And if not, don't marry them and do not have their kids. Don't. But I was watching it and this is y'all fault. What? No. These kids need their daddies. Y'all.
Yeah, no, that was foul. I was just like, I don't understand how it's okay to just, and the little girl, of course, she didn't want to go.
And she's gonna remember because she was bawling because she obviously knew that she was going away, and away to the point that she wasn't gonna be seeing her dad very often. And she's crying and he's crying, and they're like, I want you to go. And she's just like, don't be reaching for him. Come on, we leaving.
Yeah.
How the hell?
That part.
Are y'all gonna try to justify that and make it seem like that is okay? Now, good on the show owners, because they're showing a lot of situations that happen in real life. Yep. So it's a very realistic situation. That's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to pull you in there. But the fact that that's so normal and we are further normalizing it and acting like it's okay is bull. If you think that having these single parent homes are helping, you are blind. Open your eyes, look at what's happening in the Black community and the dysfunction and the craziness that's going on here, the lack of togetherness, and the fact that we're the brokest in the entire United States. You're broke. Even though we have the most millionaires. That's probably because we have no unity. But anyway, look at that.
That part. Look
at the results and see that it's not work. Open your eyes. Right. Look at facts, not feelings. I was sitting in the bed, irate, knowing that it's a fake show. They even show bloopers at the end of the show to let y'all know, look, we was all having fun. People was laughing. They were supposed to be arguing and they was laughing in the scene, trying to get the lines right.
Yeah, but
I was just like, even as a married man, I was just like, yo.
Yeah, no. And I mean, as a woman watching it, I was just like, dang, I'm like, well, that ain't fair. Like, how you just going Africa? Like, they was living in Brooklyn, Harlem. I think they were in Harlem and then they went to Brooklyn. Yeah, I'm like, it ain't like you about to go to another borough. Ain't even like you about to go across the bridge to Jersey. You going a whole nother continent.
And when she was explaining why she had to leave, what about me? What about my? What about I? What about me? What about my? You're not thinking about me. You're not thinking about my. You're not. When your guys have a kid, it ain't about you no more. Even self-care, which you need to take care of the kids good, is about the kid. Even making sure that your relationship with your partner is rock solid, because you are the foundation of your family. It can't be kids first. That's because the dynamic of the family is cyclical. It's a cycle.
Okay.
We are the foundation. If we break up, the family is broken up, and then there's immeasurable damage that can happen. We don't know what is going to happen with the kids. We don't know how they're going to do it. Aaron Preach did a piece to a video, which we did a reaction to, about two-parent households and how someone he was dating, the way that they were acting was a direct result of the fact that their parents got divorced, and they were like super clingy, I think. And he like broke it down like, this is because of the divorce, and the girl was like, oh, I never thought about it. Like, we don't know what type of effect these things, once you have kids, it's not about you anymore. Even the things that you do that you should do, like self-care, making sure your relationship is good first before worrying about the kids and stuff like that. A lot of people don't understand that. They think it's kids first, and it's really not. Which is hard because it's actually against a woman's nature to do that. Because of the biological bond that you make with the children during pregnancy, women automatically go to cover the children more so than to worry about the man. They actually have to use their mind to break that then they'll be able to be a foundation for the kids. But that's still a part of the cycle.
Yeah.
It's sort of like you taking care of yourself is thus you taking care of your kids, and all your decisions have to be made in the best interest of the children regardless. Even you chasing your purpose is a part of being the best that you can be for your kids.
Right.
Because in doing that, when you come home from your job, your work, your career, because you're in purpose, you're in a completely different space and mood, and you're able to give them the best of yourself instead of all of this anger and resentment and hatred because you're working a job that you hate.
Right.
Like, there's so many things that go into it, but it's cyclical. It's a cycle. You know what I'm saying? All of that is a part of the crazy dynamic of a family. I'm just gonna say, y'all, because I don't want this to be like a 40-minute video, but that show was driving me crazy.
Yeah.
But it was literally like all of the red pill guys that was like, yo, don't get married. Forget that, bro. Just work, just be on purpose, man. Forget these women, don't do this, that, and the third. And I'm looking at it and I'm just like, yo, if this is what they are looking forward to because of the breakdown of the relationship between men and women and how that is supposed to look, and the way that the women were emasculating these men, I was just like, I wouldn't, like, we so lucky we got married. I'm happy we didn't wait. Cause there ain't no way in hell. I just wasn't. I was blue pill as hell, but I still wouldn't have did that. Like I was very quick to cut somebody off if our relationship wasn't moving a certain way. Even though I was blue pill, I would do the flowers, I would treat you good, all of that. But I only dated people that actually were worth the time and the effort. I didn't just date somebody because they looked a certain way. And I didn't date a lot of strangers either. Actually, I only dated one person that was sort of a stranger. The one girl who cheated on me. So that was my lesson, and I never did that again. That was that lesson. I was like, yeah, I ain't doing this no more. I ain't dating people like that who I don't know like that.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Y'all hit the subscribe button if you like what you're hearing thus far. But yeah, it was just, like I said, great series. Definitely go check it out. Both of the movies were great as well too. Those are some of like my favorite movies from back in the day. It made me feel like those are my people from college. Like I actually knew them. Like we went to school together.
By the way, Tay Diggs' forehead in college was huge, man. I'm happy that you went like me. Look, we both got 5 heads, right? We both got 5 heads. You gotta know when it's time to let it go, man. Just go on, shave it off. You can do a beard thing. You do this little chin with the mustache. It's all right. Some of us just need to let this go. Some of y'all, I mean, I feel sorry for the women who's supposed to let it go, but you know, a bald headed woman is just like a thing. You know, I mean, that's who the wigs were really made for. It wasn't made for y'all that got full heads of hair. It was made for the women who got issues, you know.
Anywho, y'all, definitely go check it out and comment down below and let us know what you guys think. Do you see any of this that we're talking about? Like, do you see how the women played more of a masculine role in these relationships and how that could deter?
And even in other shows where y'all might have seen that dynamic, y'all can talk about that too.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just crazy. We got to do better. And I definitely think that there needs to be something done about the laws when it comes to custody, because ain't no way in the world that should have been able to be okay.
Not at all.
Like, for you to be able to just up and take your child to a whole nother continent, bruh.
I know y'all be feeling like, oh.
It ain't like you could just be like, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna come see you next week. Bruh, Africa?
Well, first of all, even that, I'm gonna come see you next week is horrible. Oh, interesting fact. We really gotta wrap this video up.
What?
Black men are the most involved fathers in the United States.
Yes, quite.
That is a stat. I looked it up. We are the most likely to do all of the small things, do the kids' hair, play sports with them, go, you know, just interacting with the children. Black men are the most likely to be involved in the kids' life. So some of us, you just got to give us a chance. You got to stop being so pissed off about how the relationship went and think about the kids first. And then if you pick the douchebag, I'm sorry. Find some older people that are really, really good at relationships and marriage. Not their third one, but they really good at, and just start talking to them, conversing, so that you can not do that again. Because yeah, some of these guys is douchebags, and some of y'all women crazy. We gotta weed them out and get with good people. That's it.
All right, y'all.
Yeah,
that's gonna be it for this video.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Yeah.
And we will see you guys next week. Till then, deuces.